Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be talking about what I love about Sagittarius, and yes, it does apply and pertain to the Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. Well, anyway, people, the first thing, what I love about the zodiac sign Sagittarius is that they are simply the incorrigible optimists. They will often see the positive in really the most adverse situations. They try to stay upbeat regardless of the circumstances. And another thing, what I love about Sagittarius is the fact that their good, their expansive, optimistic nature can rub off on other people. And they're the kind of people that don't like being around others that are despondent or melancholy. They like to be around positive people, and they seem to be able to draw those people to them. And even the people that they may draw that might not be the most happy, the most jocular people, they can often make those people a lot happier about themselves. Sagittarius can be very whimsical, very fun-loving. Another thing, what I love about this zodiac sign, they could entertain you for hours with their jokes. They can have a very strong, robust sense of humor, being very jocular, very jovial. They are very often very comical, very humorous, and they could really enliven the most drab or monotonous party. I mean, another thing what I love about the zodiac sign Sagittarius is they could be very sports-minded, and I think Sagittarius of all the signs may produce the best athletes. And I mean, you look at go around Sugar Ray Leonard, at least last I checked, legendary boxer, has Sagittarius Rising. And also Michael Jordan, of course, in basketball, very prolific basketball player. Some say him as unequivocally the greatest NBA player of all time, has a Sagittarius moon. And you have then another person, as far as Sagittarius goes, I believe Isaiah Thomas, former NBA player, has Sagittarius rising as well. So you have a lot of very good, I mean, Sagittarius can be very athletic, and they are often, I mean, a lot of it is the fact that they could just be so enamored with sports, and they just enjoy it so much. And another thing I love about Sagittarius is just their general zest and appetite for life. They could be often very exuberant and very enthusiastic, and they could bring those qualities into any project that they may embark on. And speaking of athletes, I want to talk about something else about Sagittarius. What I love about the sign is the fact they could actually, I think they could be visionary and prophetic, at least to some degree. You look at quarterback Aaron Rodgers. Now, he is a current quarterback in the NFL. Many of you may have heard of him. And he had recently made really kind of a semi-proclamation or prediction that the Green Bay Packers were going to win their final 6 regular season games. He's a Sun in Sagittarius, and what's happened is at this point in time, at the time of this video, he's fulfilled 5/6 of this prophecy, so to speak. They just have one more game to go. They've won 5 consecutive games, and he basically did everything but call it. And I think what happens is with Sagittarius, they just kind of bring the power of positive thinking to others, and I think this may have rubbed off on their teammates. Now, Sagittarius, what I love about them is that they may actually be lucky, more lucky than the average sign. They're ruled by Jupiter. Sagittarius is considered the lucky zodiac sign. And I think what it is with Sagittarius, they often generate their own luck because of their goodwill. Because of just their general benevolence, their optimism, their positive outlook. Positive attitudes can often bring positive results, as many of you may know. And I think with Sagittarius, they could be very strongly about this. Their kindness, really, what it does, it often reaps great rewards. It often makes people want to reciprocate and help them out. And what happens is they ultimately generate a lot of their own luck. Now, can they actually be lucky in the real literal sense, yes, I think they can be a little bit more so than the other zodiac signs on average, but I think a lot of it is just attributed to just their general nature and the fact that they kind of bring their own luck because of a great positive attitude. And another thing I love about Sagittarius, just their general friendly, easygoing disposition. They could be very amiable. Sagittarius really is not the kind of sign that's going to make too many enemies or adversaries because they often are very easygoing. Granted, they are a fire sign. They can have a fiery temperament. They can be disputatious and argumentative at times, but it is a mutable sign, and they're often very adaptable at the same time. And Sagittarius is the kind of sign that can get along with most people. And even though Sagittarius really by sign is not compatible really with Capricorn or Taurus, for example, Capricorn and Taurus tend to be a little bit more melancholy and more serious, but Sagittarius can actually rub off on those two signs very well, and in that sense can help them even though they're not compatible. So they could even bring the most serious, more I guess you could somewhat melancholy people. They could bring those people, those spirits up a little bit if they are down. I'm not saying Taurus and Capricorn are always like that, but when they are, then even in that sense, I mean, Sagittarius can elevate those people's very strongly and would be able to more so than any of the other zodiac signs when those two would be down. So. And they would have more of a tendency to be done, considering the earth signs are a little bit more inclined toward being melancholy than the other signs. So anyway, that being said, another thing what I love about the zodiac sign is that they generally rarely get intellectually complacent, and Sagittarius could be that perpetual learner. They often, I mean, keep in mind, Sagittarius corresponds with the 9th house in astrology, that is in the 9th house is associated with higher education, and Sagittarius really can be that sign that often more so than most other signs, or at least on average, I think will further their education because they just have this voracious appetite for knowledge, and this is a sign that generally likes to learn, and they always, another thing I love about the zodiac sign Sagittarius is that they really are strongly about expanding their horizons, and they are not ones to just be stagnant, whether it's intellectually or any way. They like to get out of the box, and that's another way they could be beneficial to, say, maybe a Taurus or Capricorn who could be more set in their ways in terms of doing the same thing consistently day in and day out. So anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment for what I love about Sagittarius, and stay tuned next time where I'll be talking about what I love about Capricorn. Two things I want to get with you on before I head out. Firstly, the stars may impel, but do not compel. And secondly, never isolate any single astrological element, aspect, planetary placement, position, configuration, influence, or what have you, and make an analysis of a person, astrologically speaking, based on this alone, because astrologically speaking, the person is the sum of all their components in their natal chart and not just one. Until next time, people, stay well.